All right, guys, back.
So what's up, everybody?
What's going on? We're here with finance by CWT. And pleasure, I have an honor to have you here. And
It's an honor to be here. You were one of my first subscribers ever.
thank you, man. Listen, I like what you I like what you preach. It makes sense, and frankly, this is a lot of people that don't make no sense, you know.
Now you see
Uh,
a lot of stuff out there. Like I like the way you do things too. It's a lot more like just individual stocks, finding it, putting money into businesses that you believe in, and just letting it play out. Not doing all the day trading and all that stuff. Just
bro,
finding
bro,
cool businesses to be a part of.
like listen, I made a mistake one time, messing with options. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Reason why I say
See, it's a good thing it only took one time, though. I know a lot of people where they get into the options and they start doing it, they lose a bunch of money, but they see other people making money, so they keep doing it. They lose more money, and they just don't have any money.
yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, I think I'm echoing somewhere. Is that me?
Let's see. I might have turn my volume down. That might be it.
Okay, I think. Can you hear me good? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, all right. So about that, right? Let me tell you about option, man. Yes, when your options, when you make profit on it, yes. But you see when you miss and expire, oh, I cried, man. I cried.
Yeah, it's literally you either win pretty big or you lose everything. Like that's what I mostly see out there. Like you see people with big wins, but most people are losing
Yep,
all of it.
yep. And I'm like, I don't play with fire, man. Because if you play with fire, you get burned. And quite frankly, what a wise man once tell me, right? Stick to what you know.
Yeah, I
And
agree with that.
if you were to invest 100 months consistently in the S&P 500 and don't buy no fancy clothes, no everything that come out, do you know how much money you have before you hit retirement?
How much?
Educated guess maybe like 500 to 8,000. That's
Well,
if
I've done like the math on it a lot of times. Like you can go online and find a compound interest calculator. Like the S&P
Mhm.
500 on average goes up 10% a year. So if you put in 10% a year and if you put in just $200 a month into it and you put that
Mhm.
in the calculator, at the end, in 40 years, if you start when you're 20 and you end at your 60, that's over $1 million.
$1 million. And that's if you live within your means, you don't buy nothing flashy, fancy. And me, the only thing fancy I probably maybe is a Tesla, you know.
Yeah, I'd like one of
Maybe
those.
maybe it's a Tesla. Other than that, man, no, no. I'm not. I'm into the flashiness. That me personally. I'm not.
No, I'm not really one of those people either. The only exception, I don't have it yet, but the only exception is that
iPhone 14.
when I get a significant amount of money, that's when I'm gonna buy a really nice watch. So I think that
Oh,
would be awesome.
I was about to say you're about to buy the iPhone 14.
No, I got Samsung over here.
Listen, Samsung all the way,
Yes,
all the way.
yes.
Yeah. So, tell me a little bit about your investment strategy, man.
So basically, what I do now, kind of we were talking about earlier, the S&P 500. That's where I put almost everything. Every paycheck I get, I take percentage out of it, and I put into the S&P, and that's my long term. That's my I don't think anything's going to bring this down. That's my low risk investment. And that's where most of it goes to. Everything else I put into individual stocks, companies that I believe in. One of those right now is SoFi, which, I mean, it's kind of like risky play. Like, they're not profitable yet. They have factors like that, but they're growing insanely. Their ability to cross sell is insane, and that's the stock I believe in.
Listen, this is funny. A
What?
friend of mine said I'm a lunatic for investing into SoFi because the company makes no sense. Like where getting your information from, and I'm just like, the company makes no sense. I mean, they offer better loan to you than a bank.
They
They
do?
offer better loans to you than a bank. It's also an investing platform as well. Stocks on that platform. Plus, it's user friendly, and
Yes, that's a big thing.
yes, I love that's user friendly. I don't like nothing that's complicated. And it could give Robin, it could give Google, Trade, Charles, and all these other platforms competition, right?
Yeah, like I could use
And
Robinhood to invest. I could use Schwab to invest. But
yeah,
that's it. Like, that's all they could give me. I can use SoFi to invest, and then
yes,
maybe I want to open up a bank account. I'll open up a bank account with SoFi, and I'll get 1 to 2%, which is insane for a bank account. And then maybe I need a loan one day to buy something, so I'll get my loan from SoFi. Maybe I need a credit card. I'll get my credit card from SoFi. Like, they do so much stuff, and their ability to get people, because some people download SoFi just for a credit card. Some people
yep,
download it just to invest, and then they can get you to do everything else too. And if you can get
yep.
that much revenue from each customer, and you're getting more customers, that's a business that I want to own.
Thank you. And I think off my head, because I'm not looking at my on how much I have. I think I maybe like have 5 to shares of it. You know what? If it drop to like below if it goes below $4 again or close to $4, that's when I'm gonna buy. I'm just gonna grab up a few more shares. My rule is if I see a stock as a low price percentage, right? And if I have like 100 shares or 125 shares of it, like I'll just make sure 100 to 125 shares of it. And if I want to take profit, I take profit. If not, I'll leave it alone. But capital gains taxes, joke, man.
They'll get you.
They'll get you for real. So
That's kind of what I try to do too. Like, let's say, I buy a stock and it's at, $10 a share, and it goes down to $8. Well, I look at it, I look at the valuation, I look at the reasons I bought it, and if those didn't change, then I buy more of it because it was a good deal at $10, a good deal at $8. But then if it goes up to $12, I look at it and be like, do I still agree with the valuation? Do I still agree with all the premises behind it? And if I still do, then I might still buy more, or at least not sell those shares. Kind of just like ride it out, wait till it gets to a price that I no longer agree with, then I'll sell it.
exactly. And Warren Buffett has this rule that I love. He said, rule 1, protect your money. Rule 2, don't forget rule 1.
That's the most important thing. Just don't lose money.
Exactly. So, as far as you spoke about SoFi, like what are the stocks are you into? Like what is your favorite stock to be like, and what stock that you don't like at the current moment?
What's the stock that I don't like?
Yeah, at the current, what's the stock that you don't like at the current moment? What's your favorite stock? And what stock would you say you want? What you want to sell?
So one stock that I don't really like at the current moment, which a lot of people probably disagree with me on this, but Rivian. Like, there's some good things with Rivian. Amazon got money into it, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why it's trading where it's trading. Are you in
And
Rivian?
no,
Good. Because you looked offended, and I'm like, I'm sorry. But when you look at like the fundamentals of a company, how can a company be valued at that much money when they haven't done anything? I can start a company that doesn't do anything. I mean, not saying they don't do anything, but they don't have any money, revenue. It's all just speculation.
My thing is Amazon back. If you have a major like Amazon backing you, and you're like just not doing nothing, you're just there, just to like,
Yeah, Amazon might own shares of it, but it's not like they. I'm not saying they don't care, but it's not like they care too much. Amazon does.
Maybe like a small percentage that they care, but not much.
Yeah, like they don't have that much tied to it where it's not gonna make or break Amazon, so it's not like they're gonna care too much about it. So I don't really like Rivian. I know a lot of people that have like Rivian stock, but I don't own it. Unless something like drastically changes, probably never will. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. My favorite stock, I don't know if this next my favorite. The one I'm thinking of right now is BlackRock. I really like BlackRock stock. Because the largest asset manager in the world, before this market downturn, they had $11 trillion under management. That's an insane number. Like, think of $11 trillion. Now, of course, the market went down. They probably got about like $9 trillion right now, which a lot of people freak out. They're like, they lost $2 trillion. And it's like, no. But yes, the S&P went down by like 26%. They have a lot, like most of the money they manage in the S&P. Now, obviously, it's going to bring it down. But when the market does start doing well again, they're still increasing the amount of money people are giving them to manage.
True.
It's a powerhouse of a company.
People forget that we're in a bear market right now. Hence, we're also in a recession right now. But I don't know if you remember, I was watching on the news that the government in Washington, right? Change what a recession is. I'm like, how are you going to change what it is? And you have people out there seeing what's going on, right?
Yeah, they're trying so hard to say we're not in a recession that even though pretty early on this year, we fed every single criteria for recession. And like you said, they literally just changed the definition of it.
Yeah. But Black is a very good company, and correct me if I'm wrong. I forgot how much shares of Tesla they have. I forgot how much shares of Tesla they have.
But I don't remember the exact amount, but if you look at Tesla and you look at the shareholders of Tesla, for institutions, it's either them or Vanguard that's the top.
Yep.
And then the other one's a close second. Like them and Vanguard are basically, like you said, they own quite a bit of it.
And if the big fish is holding on to Tesla, I'm holding on to my shares that I have. I don't have a crazy amount of shares, Tesla, you know what I mean? But I have Tesla shares, and I don't really pay. I have one portfolio that I typically set on every 2 weeks just to buy. Like I don't even pay attention at all because this is term. And
you need something like that, something you just like put money into. They don't really have to look at, that you can just have grow in the background and not spend too much time on.
Absolutely.
And so you're a pretty big fan of Tesla stock?
Man, listen. I wish back in 2017 I had about $5,000, right? I had about $5,000. And if I had put $5,000 into Tesla, oh Lord.
Yeah, so you'd be doing pretty well right now.
I would have been doing pretty best. I would have been doing too well, but I'm not too late in the race. I'm in the race, but I'm not too late. In the race, not too late. So
yeah, I'll admit,
my favorite stock is Tesla. Reason my favorite stock is Tesla, because everywhere I go, I see a Tesla car. Like everywhere I go, one is driving me, one is parked up. Like it's literally in my face. Literally in my face. I see a Tesla almost every day. Every day. Like and like a friend of mine send me a video of the semi truck just driving around in Manhattan, but no one in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm
Oh,
waiting.
that's amazing. See,
I'm waiting.
Tesla is a company that I just got wrong. Like that, I looked at it in 2020, like beginning
Mhm.
of 2020, and or not beginning, like right after everything bottomed with COVID and started going back up. I started looking at Tesla, and
Mhm.
I looked at it, and I was like, the company's trading pretty high past their earnings. It's at a pretty big market cap. I don't agree with the valuation. I'm not investing. And then it kept going up. I kept
Yep.
looking at it and I was like, no, I still disagree. I still don't think this is a stock I should be in. And then it kept going up. And then it
Yep.
split. And it went up
Yep.
even more. And it just kept going. And now I look at it, and like we're talking about, we're in a recession, and they still have a good amount of demand, like
Mhm.
with their cars, which is crazy because it's a luxury car, like it's expensive.
Mhm.
But the fact that they still have that demand, I don't know, it makes me look at it and I can say that I was wrong about Tesla, at least so far.
Listen, right? I feel like Elon Musk. Elon Musk is just like a genius that only comes once in a lifetime in every generation, because 2010 everybody's saying it's not going to
Yeah,
work. Those people who said no, look, they're sorry. They are so sorry. It's not even. And right now, this thing he's doing with Twitter, I'm like, you know what? If 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 he make Twitter better, try, right?
yeah,
Me personally, I invest in Twitter. I mean Tesla. I don't invest in Twitter, right? But if he sees a way that he can make the company better, go ahead and do it. But look at this: Solar City, SpaceX, Boring Company, Tesla. Now Twitter, that's five companies. That's companies. Plus, he was early in PayPal, right? So he has a good proven track record, right?
it was actually
So
when PayPal first started. So it started with Peter Thiel, the famous
yep,
PayPal, and then like they were going. Elon Musk had a company called X, which was basically a competitor. They
yes,
merged, and then Elon was CEO. Like he was running PayPal for quite a while, and then they fired him. But
hmm
honestly, you look at that, like you had that, like all those companies. I don't think Twitter can be fixed. Like I look at, like I don't think there ever be a good ads platform. But if anyone can fix it, it'd be Elon.
hmm
But I,
be
I don't understand why Twitter is the way it is. I mean, you look at like Facebook, and they're a cash cow. Like they make an insane amount of money off ads, and I've never understood why Twitter, Snapchat, like I've never understood why they weren't able to actually do ads effectively.
I don't know, because speaking of Facebook, Facebook's lost about what, 80 billion dollars,
Yeah, $800
eight hundred
billion.
eight hundred billion dollars. That's a lot. It's a lot
That's
of money.
insane.
That's a
I,
lot of money. And
well, I remember they had $1 trillion market cap at one point,
mhm,
and I was like, that's fair. I looked at it because they have like people don't realize how dominant they actually are. They have 3.7 billion people that use at least one of their apps once a month, which is an insane amount of people. It's crazy seeing them fall to, I think I checked earlier today, $250 billion is what they're worth today.
Jesus Christ.
What do you
But
think about that? Do you think that's fair?
honestly, man, I remember when he first started up the company, and then he had the beef with the Wickerbacker twins, the
The
Wick,
Winklevoss.
Winklevoss twins, and at one point he was worth $3 billion, right? And the company had like 1 million subscribers. And I
Mm-hmm.
watched I watched the Social Network.
Great movie.
get a full understanding. And right now, our stock has its ups, and every stock has its down. I say it's cooling off right now, but them change name to Meta. Me personally, I think they should have kept it in Facebook, right? That's the kind of name everybody's know, but at the bottom you could still see Facebook. But you know he scrutinized by the government and everything, and once these politicians and like me, I don't like to get involved too much with politicians, but once politicians get involved in things tend to go bad. In even in the Europe, he had to fly to Europe to go to court in Europe to testify. You know, even over here, but overall, I say Facebook is gonna be around for quite some time. You know.
I agree. Like a lot of people disagree with this, but I actually still like Facebook as a stock. I still like Meta as a stock because when you look at the metaverse, which is their big thing, I don't know if it'll work or if it won't. But my thing is, it doesn't really matter because even if the metaverse fails, there's still Facebook, there's still Instagram, there's still WhatsApp, there's still the ad business. And with 3.7 billion people using it, it's a lot of people to market to. And people look at it, they're like, last quarter, Meta spent $10 billion on metaverse. And it's like, yeah, that's a significant amount of money, but they have a significant amount of money. Like for every, dollar they're spending on the metaverse, that's another dollar plus that they're putting in the bank. So it's like, even if the metaverse fails, if it doesn't work, like worst case scenario, no one uses it at all. Meta as a company is still fine.
Yeah, but I also heard a rumor. I don't know how it's true, but the Fang stocks. I heard it
Yeah.
gonna take Facebook out of take it out of the Fang stock. But I mean,
But then it would
if they do that, I think it'll be a mistake. I think it'll be a mistake. Honestly,
I do too. Because if you're gonna take something out of Fang, it should be Netflix. I think so. Because I'll tell you what, Facebook fell an insane amount. I disagreed with it. Netflix fell an insane amount. Maybe I didn't think it should fall in as much, but I don't like Netflix as a stock.
listen, let me tell you this, right? The only reason why Netflix up so high up, COVID.
Yeah.
Because of COVID.
Yeah,
People
don't
don't
have anything to do.
understand that.
Well, also increase of competition. Like people, they have a certain amount of money they make. Right now we're in a recession. Inflation's happening, so they actually have less money at the end of every month they have to spend. So there's a certain amount of streaming service they can actually do, and it's like I do think the increase in competition is a problem because you have Disney Plus, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Peacock. You have all these different platforms. Yeah, Hulu.
Yep.
Amazon Prime.
And what I don't like, you have some good shows on Netflix, some good shows.
You do.
And they just cancel them. They just cancel it. Like what? Like, huh? What?
That's the thing. If I owned a streaming platform and I had these shows people really like that they were subscribed to see, I'd be like, I have to keep making these shows. I want these people to stay subscribed. I want them to keep seeing content they want to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's just ridiculous the decisions that they make. A lot of times I go on Netflix and I can't find anything. But if there's a show that I like that I want to see, who made it? Peacock, you go to Peacock. Paramount, you go to Paramount. And you can't have all of them. So my thing is there are going to be people that, don't have Netflix to have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am an investor in Warner Brothers Discovery, which, again, a lot of people might not agree because, they're having a lot of problems right now with, like, canceling shows and all that. But when you look at the IP, so they have a $30 billion market cap. And when you look at all the IP, like everything that they own, I don't know. I think Warner Brothers Discovery is very undervalued.
Listen, the name Warner Brothers. right? They how much movie deals they have?
How much? A lot.
A lot. I can't even come up with a number right now, but the game is in itself is a brand, right? I think the last the Batman movie, couple Batman movies.
Yeah, because they own
Um,
all of DC,
yep,
Cartoon Network, CNN, like
yep,
all those platforms.
yep.
A bunch of others too. I wrote an article on it fairly recently. Like they own so much stuff, and I look at all they own, and I'm like $30 billion for all of that. I don't know. It just seems like a pretty good deal. Like I agree, they're having some problems. Even Discovery, they have all streaming services integrating, but like ton of shows on that, especially like middle-aged people are like really like.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think that's way more opportunity with that stock than something like Netflix.
And speaking of Netflix, right? The last thing that I watched on Netflix that was okay for me was maybe the Cobra Kai series.
I was about to
Uh,
say Cobra Kai.
and Sandman, and
I haven't seen that, but I heard it was good.
and the last thing I watched was Transylvania series, right? And I think the last season was just horrible. It was horrible. Like I'm like, what am I watching? Like
Yeah,
what
I
am
even
I
watch it.
watching? I felt like from Marvel left Netflix, it's just been and Squid Game was good. Even Mr. Beast did
Oh yeah,
his
they got like I think 100 to something million views.
yes, and I'm just and they didn't like that. But I mean I think he offered to do some deal with them or whatever, and they didn't want to do it, and he said he's gonna do it, and look what happened.
He's himself, and they can look at it and be like, "That was a bad decision." But even like Cobra Kai, one more season at most, that show is over. Like they're only going to do possibly one more, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like Stranger Things is a very popular show of theirs,
Mm-hmm.
and that's once every 4 years at this point. Now, I don't know if they're going to do another season of Squid Games,
Oh
but
no.
by the time they do, a lot of the novelties wore off. Like I feel like Netflix isn't have enough. Like you said, they lost Marvel. They lost most of their popular shows. They lost a lot of the reasons people subscribed in the first place, and that's not their fault. Other companies made their own streaming service and they pulled their content from Netflix. Like that's not on Netflix, but what does Netflix have to even?
I you know what? What crippled them too? They said they're
What?
gonna start cracking down on people that share passwords. I know about a good 20 people that cancel subscriptions because of that.
Yeah, like that's annoying because a lot of people, let's say like especially like in college, especially like there's a lot of people where they want Netflix, they don't have the $20 a month, but they do have $5. And
Mm-hmm.
their friend has $5, whose friend has $5, whose friend has $5, so they all go together and they buy it.
Mm-hmm.
They can't buy it separately. So by
Mm-hmm.
Netflix being like you can't share it, it's not like they're in their mind now they're gonna get $20, $20, $20, $20. Now they just get
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
Yeah. So my question for you is right based
Yeah,
on the market now, right? Because I have to say this. People who's watching, this is not financial advice in no
it's
shape or
not.
form. This is just dudes on YouTube just talking, right? Sharing their opinions and their thoughts and their ideas to you guys. Take it with a grain of salt. With this bear market, with this recession, what's the best advice you could not say advice, but best strategy you could give as far as how to prepare yourself for this coming going into 2023 and forward.
So my thing is, it doesn't matter if the market's on a downtrend or an uptrend. The strategy is always the same. Find a stock. The first thing you should look at is their earnings. How much are they actually making? If they're profitable to begin with. If you're not, look at revenue and see how much it's actually expanding. Look at valuation, see what it's trading at. Now, like, what is the company actually worth? And then look at your stuff, like how much it's growing, how much it's trading at, how much you think it can grow. And that's why I buy a business. Like, it doesn't matter, if the market's going down or if it's going up. If I find a company that I believe in, that I want to be a part of, that's growing at a rate that is awesome, that's expanding, that I think I'll make my money in, I'll buy it. And if I do that while we're in a downtrend, then hopefully next week I can get an even better price. So look at it next week, see the same things, and I buy it again. For my whole thing, I feel like too many people, if they look at it as buying, if they look at stocks as just the thing that's going like this, which it is, but that's what they trade at. They're trying to predict if it's going this way or this way, when really, just buy businesses that you believe in, they're going the rate, plan to hold it for some time, and then that's it. Like, add to it, take away from it as the market moves. But it really shouldn't matter what the market's going to do tomorrow. On Monday, tomorrow, I don't know if it'll open red or if it'll open green, but I do know the fundamentals behind the businesses that I invest in, and I'm confident that they'll be up in a 10, 20, 30-year time period. That's really what I think about the most.
Makes sense.
You have the quote by Warren Buffett, like when he talked about people buying businesses like that, he was like, in a downturn like this, you see you swimming naked. You know what I mean? When the tide goes on, you see you swimming naked. That's what I think about too. If you're actually investing in businesses because of good fundamentals, it doesn't matter what the market's doing next week.
All right. So just to sum up what you said, it's better to in the market than trying to time the market, because if you time the market, you really lose.
Yeah, like no one, it doesn't matter if you're, Warren Buffett, Goldman Sachs, anybody, they have an idea. They have reasons to believe what they believe, but they can't tell you what the market's going to do next week. I mean, we had people at the beginning of the year when we first started entering the down period. We had plenty of like high officials who get paid, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to predict the market. Say things were going to be fine in a few months, and it wasn't. Like, no one actually knows what it's going to do.
Nope.
Just put it in and evaluate every so often. Look at how things are going, look at the fundamentals, and that's it.
Yeah, well spoken. Well spoken.
What about you? What have you been buying lately? I saw you made a video on, I think it was Amazon and Tesla. Is that right?
Yeah, I was giving my thoughts on it, because I'm like I said, every day when I go to work, get up, I see an Amazon truck, I see a Tesla truck, I see an Apple truck, I see a Tesla truck, I see an Amazon truck, Tesla truck. I order stuff off Amazon. Like it's literally right in front of my face. I see something literally right in front of my face, then I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I got to start.
That's how I feel sometimes. Like the world is screaming at you to buy that stock. But even Amazon, this was crazy. Like they fell by an insane amount the other day. They're at like I was looking earlier. I think they're around $90 a share right now.
And another thing, right? I feel like although in the bear market, whatever, they're gonna have I feel like they're gonna have a comeback, right?
No, I do too.
Because they're still killing eBay. They're killing eBay. They almost made Best Buy bankrupt.
Yeah.
Best Buy since I was like in elementary school, man. So
well, also, like Amazon Web Services, they host almost 50% of the internet. So 50% of the internet is only on the internet. because of Amazon Web Services. Like that's a cash cow on their part too.
Yes. So let me tell you the stocks that's around. Tesla, Amazon, Google, Facebook. Um, I can't think of the last one at the moment, but those four that I named, trust me, they're gonna be around longevity. And my thing, people don't want to buy them individually. S&P 500, man. That's the safest bet. I would say S&P 500, and it's moving peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. Your peaks, high peaks. Then you have your valleys, and then it slowly corrects itself over time. Over time, if you
And
don't
the
have
important thing
good,
is long term, it goes that way.
yes, 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 and sometimes the Fed chairman, sometimes I just wish that he would talk, just talk the truth, but he also has to be careful what he says. But sometimes when he talks, people misinterpret what he says, and people just start panic selling, start panic selling. But
Yeah.
if everybody would just not sell, nothing would affect the market. What he said wouldn't affect the market, but
No, it wouldn't.
guys like me and you and a few others will understand, but others don't, because there's a lot of scared money in the market right now. I'm surprised the scared money didn't come out yet. There's a lot of scared money in the market right
Yeah, you would think that'll be gone at this point. Like out of everything that's happened so far, you think only the long term investors would really be left at this point.
now. Yep. And you know what? This is the best to shake them out, because eventually they can't. They're not gonna take it no more, and they're gonna sell. But you see, when they sell, I'm like, okay, thank you, bye.
And
I
so they
was
can sell as much as they want. I'll be the person buying it from them. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Especially with the S&P. Like someone once asked Warren Buffett, they said, I want to start investing. What should I invest in? And you
Mm,
think he would say Berkshire Hathaway, that's his company. You think he'd be like, yeah, invest in my company. But he wasn't. He was like, invest in the S&P, because really 90% of people that buy stocks are going to underperform the S&P. In fact, even hedge funds, like people who are paid, millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars to invest, they lose to the S&P. I actually made a video on this the other day. The S&P
mm,
500, if you do it with Vanguard, is 0.06%. That's
mm,
how much like you're paying them to like manage the money. With a hedge fund, you give them 2%. Like if you give them $1,000, they take 2% of that. That's done. That's theirs.
mm.
And then they also take 20% of all the profit. So it's like you can pay 2% plus 20% of all the profit and underperform the S&P, or you pay 0.06% and make more money.
To me, it makes sense to stick with what makes more money.
Yeah, exactly. If it makes more money, it kind of makes sense. But all the stocks you mentioned, I think are real good stocks. I also, like I mentioned, BlackRock, SoFi. I
Yep.
also really like. There's a company called ASTS. Now this is a risky play, very risky
Mhm.
play, but it's called ASTS. It's basically what they're doing is broadband technology through satellites. So
Mm,
especially like countries that necessarily like third world countries. That's something they'll be able to profit from. But I have deals with like SpaceX, which I think is pretty promising, and it
mhm.
looks like it could be pretty big. The technology still has a lot to be proven, but I have a small percentage of my portfolio in there because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does work, the company will be big, and that's a good company that I really like. I also really like Blackstone, which is another asset manager, but for like institutions.
Mm,
Circle, which is a crypto company that's doing like stable coins. I invest in the company that's going to become Circle, and it's like those are a lot more speculative plays. But when you have most of your money in the S&P, you can do a little bit more speculative.
true. because you see my ETF portfolio, I have missing 500 in it. I think I have like international market, emerging market, and I have like about just 5% in a crypto ETF because I'm like, you know what? Let me just leave portfolio a little diversified. I'm not really paying attention to it. I just have it. I just set it and just focus on other stuff.
Yeah,
So frankly, man, I'm just patient, being patient, and that's the best you could do right now. I'm not a day trader. I messed with options before. Not a type of person. I'm not gonna mess with options again. Everybody has their style. I know a friend that makes a lot of money off options and calls, but that's just not style. So definitely, I'll say to each his own. What works for you works for you. What don't work for you don't work for you. And we're gonna have to do this again. You know,
oh,
and
definitely.
so if you like, said, make a comment. Go over to his channel, subscribe, and stay tuned because there will be more to come. There will be more to come. And on my final note, anything else you have to say to the masses?
So first off, thank you for a lot for having me on the show. It was a lot of fun, and we
Mm-hmm.
definitely got to do it again sometime. I
Yes.
think kind of like a summary of this video. I mean, we talked about a lot of different things, but basically, find good companies that you believe in and invest for the long term is kind of the strategy that both of us seem to be what works best.
Yes. Yes. So, people, hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.